Welcome, Fright Night Vault listeners. Tonight, we descend into the hollow corridors of memory, where childhood illusions rot into something far more sinister. You were not a lonely child, but you were often left alone. In those hours, something came to keep you company, a figure you drew in crayon before you ever learned how to spell. Long arms stretching to the edges of the page, a smile jagged and uneven, eyes black as spilled ink. You called it your friend. You whispered to it at night, and in the silence, it whispered back. Your parents dismissed it as make-believe. They scolded you when you set an extra plate at the table, when you swore you saw someone walking down the hall in the dark. They told you to say goodbye, to let childhood stay buried. So you did. On your 9th birthday, you shut the door, whispered farewell into the shadows, and never spoke its name again. The house grew quieter. The corners of your room felt less alive. And for a decade, you convinced yourself it was all in your head. But innocence doesn't vanish, it festers. Now, 10 years later, the silence has broken. You see the same face again. Not in memory, not in dream, but staring back at you from a place no imagination should ever reach. The grin you once trusted has returned, sharper than before, promising that it never left. Your childhood friend was never imaginary, and it has been waiting. The first time you see it again, you're sitting alone in your apartment, the glow of the television stuttering across the walls. A news anchor drones in the background, their voice flat, their eyes empty with fatigue. You barely listen until a blurred photograph fills the screen. It isn't the headline that stops your breath. It isn't the body count, nor the vague warnings about a killer at large. It is the face, distorted by shadow, half seen, but unmistakable. The same jagged grin you once drew in crayon. The same hollow eyes you whispered secrets to in the dark. The same friend you buried in the attic of memory. The anchor calls them a suspect, but to you, they are something worse, a ghost that never died. That night, you wake to scratching at the window. Your apartment is on the 3rd floor. The scratching becomes tapping, deliberate, rhythmic, as if knuckles drag across the glass in time with your heartbeat. You don't look, you can't. But in the reflection of the television screen, you see movement, pale and crooked, waiting patiently on the other side of the glass. In the morning, the scratching is gone, but there are marks, 4 long gouges etched deep into the glass. You tell yourself it isn't real. You tell yourself it can't be real. But in your dreams, the voice you thought you silenced whispers again, the words curling into your ear the way they did when you were a child. You said goodbye too soon. The scratching grows bolder with each night. What began as faint whispers and soft tapping swells into pounding that shakes the window panes. Sometimes you wake to find your door ajar, though you remember locking it. Sometimes you catch the scent of earth and rot in your kitchen as though something climbed in and lingered. Sleep abandons you. The figure now waits in the periphery of waking life. In shop windows, you see its reflection standing over your shoulder. On the train, you feel its long fingers graze your arm, though no one else reacts. At work, you find crude sketches left on your desk, drawings of yourself asleep in your bed, drawn in the exact childish hand you once used. And then comes the night when the walls no longer protect you. You wake not to tapping, but to breathing, heavy, damp, rasping at the foot of your bed. The room is drenched in shadow, but you see it, tall, crooked, head tilted as though curious. The grin is wider now, teeth glistening like broken glass. Its eyes are pits, swallowing the glow of the streetlight seeping through your blinds. It speaks aloud this time, no longer confined to dream. You tried to forget me. Your body will not move. You are pinned by its presence, every muscle frozen as it leans closer, claws scraping the floor, leaving deep grooves in the wood. But I never forgot you. Its hand rises, fingers too long, nails blackened and sharp. It hovers above your chest, the weight of it suffocating, and you realize with an awful clarity, this thing was never your creation. It chose you, it claimed you, and now it has come to collect what it was promised. The grin lowers until it is inches from your face, and in that moment, you know. You never said goodbye. You only delayed hello. You cannot scream. Your throat burns with the attempt, but the sound dies before it ever leaves your lips. The figure's breath floods your face, wet, sour, like soil packed into a grave. Its eyes do not blink, and its smile never wavers. It lowers itself onto the bed, weight pressing down the mattress beside you. The sheets pull tight as though something enormous has settled in. You feel the fabric strain across your body, pinning you deeper, deeper until you wonder if the bed will swallow you whole. The whispers return, crawling directly into your ears. You thought I was pretend. You thought you could leave me behind. The words slide through your skull like knives of ice. But I was always real. You made me stronger when you forgot. Your chest heaves as its long hand drags down your sternum, nails cutting fabric, skin, leaving thin red trails. The pain snaps you from paralysis, but your body reacts too late. The figure rises higher, looming and full, its limbs unfolding with impossible length. It towers above you now, head bent at an unnatural angle, its grin slicing the dark. The walls of your room groan. The ceiling cracks. Shadows stretch too far, as though your world is bending to its will. Every childhood memory you buried rushes back. The games you played with it, the secrets you shared, the times it promised to protect you. Only now do you realize what it was protecting you for. The scratching at the window begins again, but not from outside, from inside the glass. Pale fingers press outward, dozens of them, clawing to break through. Faces push against the reflection, grinning, wide-eyed, desperate to crawl into your world. They look just like your friend, copies, echoes, fragments, and they all whisper your name in overlapping tones. The one above you tilts its head. You are mine, always mine, and now you belong to us. The lights die, the shadows collapse. You feel yourself pulled downward, not into the bed, but into something deeper, something hollow and endless. The world above muffles, replaced by shrieking laughter and the scrape of nails on glass. When silence returns, the room is empty. The bed is perfectly made, the window unbroken. But in the morning, when the neighbors pass by, they swear they hear scratching from your apartment. And if they listen closely beneath the noise, they swear they hear a voice whispering, faint, childlike, almost pleading. Play with me. Subscribe to the vault, and never walk alone again. Listen in the dark. Watch with the lights off. And remember, imaginary friends do not leave. They wait.